Hello, Leo, and welcome to your April Soul session. I'm Princess India. If you are new, and if you are family, welcome back. Or whatever. If you're not okay and a card falls out, if you're not familiar with my soul session, I can't talk now. If you're not familiar with what my soul sessions are, they are your spirituality as well as personal development readings in which we look at the energies that you guys may encounter. And there goes another one for the given month for the purpose of giving you clarity, guidance, insight, advice, and all that good stuff. You know what I'm saying? So anywho, since I just got cards falling out everywhere, we're going to go ahead and jump right in. The first card that you guys have is the Three of Wands. Then we have the 10 of Cups. And then we have the Death card in the reverse. And that is Scorpio energy, my friend. So what it looks like, Leos, is coming out of the month of March into the month of April. You guys have your eyes on the prize. You're more or less focused on the future. I feel if you guys in the month of March found yourself in any sense of indecisiveness or at a stalemate within yourself, meaning not knowing what direction to go into, I don't necessarily feel that you guys necessarily know what direction to go into per se just yet, right? Coming into the beginning of the month, but it's just the clarity of knowing that where you've been, where you are now, or what it is you guys have endured or gone through up to this point, you're no longer interested in that. And it's more or less having your eyes on the prize, meaning being focused on the future. Some of you, of course, may have felt a great deal of overwhelm last month, which, I mean, I'm not necessarily surprised by that because I've been telling everyone it's important to look at what zodiac season we're in because it gives insights into energetically what the collective is experiencing. So if you were interested in going back to take a gander at the Pisces reading from last month would be helpful to give you some insights into that. But overall, what it looks like a lot of people in the collective dealt with was kind of being pulled back into their emotions. So there may be different things that you felt like you were over, or things that you felt like you had processed or had overcome. And a lot of those old emotions kind of bubbling up last month. But the reason for that, more or less, was not to just, say, hey, look, you haven't healed or anything of the sort, but it was a transformative element. So things that were hidden, things that were suppressed came to the surface for the sole purpose of them being dealt with once and for all, because being in Aries season now, it's all about, and I would say especially for Leo people, it's all about you making like a new statement of who and what you are moving forward. So I feel like you guys are fixated on the future, even though you may not yet have clarity of specifically how to get there or specifically what path to take. But this 10 of Cups lets me know that the direction that you guys are fixated on going towards your future is one of overall emotional fulfillment and happiness. However, with this death and the reversed being here, it's more or less giving me insight into, and I said something similar to this. So if you guys are Cancer, Leo cuspers, I would definitely take a gander at the Cancer reading because I can tell what I'm about to say relates back to what I said for them, which was transformation on one's own terms. I'm not going to go as far as to say that that's what you guys are doing because we still got more cards to pull, but it's more or less a resistance to transformation. But how I would be seeing this in my mind's eye is Leo has an idea of what they want to do, where they want to go, or it could just be something as simple as like, I just want to be happy. And I think you guys have a preconceived notion of what that means or what it would require or what you would have to be in possession of in order to get there. And whatever that thing would be is what's kind of preventing you guys from going through this transformation, because I feel it's kind of fear-based. It's kind of like, and then we have the Queen of Cups. Yeah, it's getting back to your heart's desires, man, digging deeper within yourself. So this is interesting, Leo. How I'm seeing it, it's like a contrast. So this is literally my clairvoyance kicking in here, because what I'm seeing is just the way my visions be set up, y'all, is funny. But how I'm seeing it is what you guys have endured up to this point, the purpose of it is to create more depth within you, right? So it feels almost to me that the Leos that would resonate with this have been working a great deal via survival instinct, if you will. So it's this thought of like needing to keep your head above water, just needing to get the bills paid, like, you know, survival, you know what I mean? Which is totally understandable. But I feel that in the midst of you guys being in this survival instinct coming from March into April, or if we were to just talk about the whole month of March, the last year, what have you, if we were to take these moons into account, this would be bringing us back to October, November of last year, in even October and November of 2019. But being in this survival instinct, it's understandable because we do find ourselves that way in life at times. However, the stuff that's been brought up, I feel like it's almost like overwhelming because you're trying to just keep your head above water, and now like this other emotional stuff or maybe external stuff, you know, in your life, it's like coming up and it's like, dude, can I get a break? Like, can I catch a freaking break here, right? But I want to reassure you that this is happening not as a punishment, it's not bad juju or bad karma or anything like that. I feel that spirit is trying to bring you guys to another level of depth, if you will, with your aspirations. So with you guys being at this cusp where, or this junction of realizing, okay, I don't want this anymore, whatever this is for you. Like, I don't want this life. I don't want this job. I don't want to struggle like this, whatever the case may be in your specific situation. And it's like, what else? There has to be something else out there for me. I just want to be happy, right? But I feel that your perspective, it's like a limited tunnel vision kind of perspective because of that survival. So you haven't gone so many years, right? Like just surviving, just making it. It's almost as if your heart's desires or your mission in life or your purpose in life, that stuff is kind of taking a back seat because you need to survive, which is totally understandable, you know? But I feel all of this is happening is because spirit is trying to bring you back to like inner child. You know what I mean? Like, what did you want to be when you grew up, you know? Or how did you see yourself as an adult when you were a kid or when you were in high school? Like, and this is a funny conversation I had with my assistant, Selena. I told her, we were talking about our yearbook quotes. Because, you know, like when you graduate, it's so funny. When you graduate from high school and you know how you have like a little quote that's like next to like your senior picture or whatever. And her and I were laughing about our quotes, right? And I was telling her that mine was, most people my age are on the same page, but I'm in a different book. And I was like, God, like to me now that sounds so pretentious. Like it did not sound that way to me then when I picked it, but to me now I'm like, that is so like ungodly, like pretentious. Oh my goodness, right? So we're like laughing about that. But I would say the same thing for you guys. Like if you went back and dug up your yearbook, or if you remember like what your yearbook quote was, it's like kind of getting back into that mindset before we're all marred by the world and, you know, realize like the society that we're really in or whatever. It's about you guys getting back to that heart space. So, and then for some of you too, being in a survival instinct can also cut us off from intuition or our spiritual practice. You know what I mean? Because it's like, okay, I need to survive. This is a problem I need to solve now. Ain't nobody got no time to be talking about meditating, rubbing no crystals, you know, whatever the case may be in your specific situation. And I feel the reason for that is this transformation with the death card. It's something that is for you guys, right? So it's something that's going to happen. But just like I've been saying to everyone, all the signs so far this month, there are laws of the universe. There are processes to each cycle that we're in. And with death and rebirth, it always requires a sacrifice or a surrender of sorts in order to receive the new transformation. So energetically, it's looking like to me that you guys are about to step into a new cycle in your life. And I feel that's why you guys are desiring it, like it's for you. My chair keeps rolling back. Y'all don't judge me. Darn you, IKEA. Anywho, but I feel that spirit is giving you guys an opportunity. So all that emotional stuff coming up, you know, it's kind of matching that desire, like that mental desire or that foresight with a heartfelt desire. But it's like you coming back into that authenticity of yourself. So it's more or less any, whether it's survival instinct or any false you know, personas you picked up along the way or woundings, what have you. I've literally been telling everyone this month too, this is a great month to start therapy. It does not have to be with me. That's why I've partnered with BetterHelp, and the link is in the description box. I say that for anyone. You can go on Psychology Today and find you a good little counselor. You know what I'm saying? I think this is a great month to start that journey if you're not really sure how to kind of dive deep into that, right? So it's really tapping back into that. Oh, wonderful. It's really tapping back into that receptive feminine quality, whether that's through your intuition or your true heart's desires. So the way that you chart forward is authentic to you. Now, the two other cards that fell out, I'm happy about that. We have the 9 of Wands in the reverse. And then we have the Star card, which is Aquarius energy. That's super swaggy and dope, you know. But what it's looking like for me, Leo, and the first thing I want to say, like the phrase that came to my mind is like false bravado, right? But I feel it's a false bravado that's a defense mechanism, right? I don't doubt, not even a little bit, that this feminine quality, whether you're male or female, that emotional aspect of yourself, I feel you guys buried that underneath like this defense mechanism, that false bravado, right? Like operating a lot in masculine energy, whether you're male or female. I feel that's really what it is that spirit is asking you guys to release, because it would be holding you back. In order to tap into your heart's desires or your spiritual calling or what have you, it requires this Queen of Cups feminine aspect, that receptive aspect, that passive aspect of ourselves. In order for us to manifest a true heart's desire, we would have to know what that is and be vulnerable enough with spirit in order to call that into our lives. So I feel with you guys, I almost would look at it kind of like a scab. You know what I mean? Proverbially speaking, you know, and what lies underneath it is something that you guys created this defense mechanism to keep safe, you know, and that's totally understandable. A lot of us do that as well. But with the Star card, we're talking about hope being restored. We're talking about wishes being fulfilled. So this month is very much a manifestation month for you guys. With this, of course, you know, there's that element of being recognized. There's this element of celebrity, you know what I'm saying, of you guys being, and I wrote a poem about the Star card, and I really cannot remember it at the moment. It was like something with one foot firmly planted on the ground and with the other she walks on water or something of the sort. But I say that to say it's this balance that I feel. It's you reattuning with the within, right? Your true heart's desires, and manifesting it to the without, and thus calling in what this 10 of Cups would represent for you guys. But the whole key, in order to do that, it's going to require you, and this is where like why I say this therapy thing comes in, because I would never want to tell people like, oh, hey, you know, you have these defense mechanisms up to protect yourself, because that's the reason why we got high boundaries, don't trust nobody and things of the sort, because you have people that messed over you and you're trying to maintain that safety, you know? But when we start talking about deconstructing these defense mechanisms, if you're not privy on how to do that, because it's a fear of, if I were to deconstruct these defense mechanisms, it's like I'm just out here naked. You know what I'm saying? It's like, how am I going to protect myself against narcissists or whatever else it is they got out here these days? You know what I'm saying? And I think that with going to see a counselor, it helps you to start to deconstruct those, to see what the root of them were, like why it is you have this particular defense mechanism is to protect you away from rejection or abandonment or whatever it is in your specific situation, right? and learning healthier ways to establish more balanced boundaries. So when it comes to what it is that you guys would be dying to or releasing this month, it would be this defense, because I feel that this defense is also working as an inner saboteur. So, and this is ironic, Leo, because now it's making me think. I had this idea. I was brushing my teeth, which is funny. I was brushing my teeth and I just had this random idea, and it was in the same vibration of this. And I was thinking, why am I thinking that? You know, and it was something along the lines of, and it makes me think of Serena the Healer too, because she just did a course about this on the network when because she does human design. So she was talking about, and I think I said this in another reading too, she was talking about the splenic center and the gates that are connected to the splenic center. I really hope that Serena's not watching this and laughing at me, because I know nothing about human design, y'all. But anyway, but there's gates that are connected to this specific chakra center, right? And based on your own personal human design chart, you find out which gates are activated. But the way that it works in this center, it speaks of like divine purpose and mission, right? And spiritual gifts. But in order to access that spiritual gift in the human design system, you have to deactivate that gate of fear, right? So there's like 7 different fears. And, you know, most people usually have like 1 or 2 of them or whatever. But in order to access that gift, you have to first deactivate the fear. And once you deactivate the fear, then it opens up and gives you that particular spiritual gift that's connected to that fear. And that's a very similar thing I'm seeing for you guys. And the same thing I was thinking when I was brushing my teeth, because it was a thing about like self-sabotage. And I was thinking like, man, that's interesting. It's like, I was thinking about stepping out, like a fear of rejection, right? And like how we talk about stepping outside of our comfort zone. It's like a person could get a really dope idea to do something, but you'll sit on it and be fearful to put it out, because it's the thought of, what if I take this chance and put this out and people are like, oh my gosh, that's horrible. Like, why would you say that? Da, 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 da. So you kind of take the safer road and you step back and you're like, I'm just not gonna do it. So that's instances that happen in our mind all the time. It could be a guy who sees a beautiful girl and wants to say, hey, how are you? Are you single? You know, but it's the thought of, man, I could say that, she could totally reject me, then I'm gonna feel like crap and be like, I should have never said nothing to the girl. You know what I'm saying? And you don't do it. And I was like, man, so it's kind of like a whole nother perspective of understanding us stepping outside of our comfort zone. It's like that inner voice, our inner critic is what we could call it. But it's like that inner voice that you think, like this 9 of Wands, you think it's protecting you. And that's really all self-sabotage is, Leo. Like, and in the most mundane sense, it's like that inner voice thinks that it's protecting you. It thinks it's keeping you safe. It's like, this is going to stop us from being embarrassed. This is going to stop us from being rejected. Like, no, don't say that out loud because people are going to laugh at you. And we listen because we're like, oh yeah, these are our thoughts. You know, maybe that's a little intuition that's popping in. You know what I'm saying? Spirit don't talk to you like that, by the way. Anywho, but this 9 of Wands is what keeps us in this prison of repeating cycles where we can't transform and we don't step into the fullness of who we are, or get that recognition that we desire, or, you know, meet the life partner that we desire, or have the career or the job or the business that we desire, because we're listening to that voice in our head that is saying, don't do that, don't say that, you know, just, you know, chill, just don't say anything, don't talk to them, don't engage, like just mind your business, right? Because your inner critic is thinking, when I talk about those defense mechanisms, it thinks it's protecting you. It thinks it's keeping you safe from experiencing something that you've experienced in the past, when in reality, it's cheating you out of life, because you never know what'll happen. You know what I mean? Even if you think about people whose videos go viral, it's like, and some of them videos that go viral be very embarrassing, right? But it's like, if that person thought too much into it, they would have never had the opportunity. And it makes me think about, the girl from from Dr. Phil, Like if she would have never said like, catch me outside, you know what I'm saying? Like she wouldn't be who she is now, you know, because she turned that into like a whole career and she's very successful, you know what I'm saying? But it's like if she would have never thought or had that thought of like, I'm not going to say that, I'm going to put up this like, you know, persona or, you know, and I mean, people got opinions on that, but that's not here nor there. But it's like, if she's like, I'm not going to express myself the way that I feel the need to express myself, you know, it's like none of that would have ever happened for her to be where it is that she is now. So I say all of that to say, Leo, it's the same thing for you guys. It's more or less confronting or deconstructing on two sides what self-sabotage really is, which is paying attention to that voice that's speaking to you, right? Taking a chance and stepping out and reattuning with you guys' heart's desires this month, because I feel that's the only thing that's been stopping this transformation that you guys need in order to step into what the star energy represents. And at the bottom of your deck, you guys have the 9 of Swords in the reverse. So I feel any chaos, calamity, unrest, all of that stuff you guys have been feeling is because it's you being out of alignment with yourself. You know what I mean? And beating yourself up in your head or letting your inner critic run your life. And this is about you guys stepping out of it so you can have what's ordained for you to have, my friend. So anywho, Leo, that has been your reading. You know what I'm saying? For April, I'm going over to my network to do you guys extended. So if you're about that life, follow your girl on over there. If not, I still love your face. You know, I hope you got the Wokebook. It's over there. Wait, am I going in the right direction? Do you see it? It's my baby. I'm very proud of it. But anywho, I'm going over to the network and you're going to go to Amazon and, you know, get your Wokebook and things. I don't know who that is that's suddenly calling me. I don't want to hang up on them. I'm recording a video. I'm trying to tell them bye. Anyway, I'm sorry, Leo. I'm going to my network. You go get your Wokebook. I love your face. I'll see you guys sooner than later.